Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS. Let's get to the news. All right, folks, buckle up, because what we're hearing right now about the Falcons' defensive secondary could be a real game changer moving forward into the 2024 season. Rumors are swirling that Atlanta is making a bold move to bolster their secondary, specifically targeting Jaylon Johnson from the Chicago Bears in a trade that could redefine their defense and ultimately their chances of competing at the highest level. This isn't just any move. It's a strategic play to elevate the Falcons' secondary to a new level, adding a shutdown cornerback who's proven he can erase top receivers and bring that elite coverage presence that Atlanta desperately needs, especially after losing Clark Phillips III to injury. Sources close to the situation hint that the Bears, who are in full rebuild mode with an estimated 6-11 record, are open to trading Johnson. Why? Well, Chicago's focus has shifted towards building the trenches with players like Williams on the offensive line, particularly after their defense started giving up a troubling 27 points per game. With Johnson set to become a free agent next year and carrying a hefty price tag of around $24 million, it makes sense for a rebuilding team to move on and accumulate draft capital. The Bears are reportedly interested in a second-round pick in 2026 and a fourth-round pick in 2027. It's a move that makes sense for them. They're prioritizing cap space and future assets over retaining a player who's valuable but not part of their long-term plans. For the Falcons, this trade could be a perfect storm of strategic needs. The secondary has been hit hard with injuries, especially with Clark Phillips III going down with a triceps injury. Johnson, with his ability to blanket top wide receivers, would be a massive upgrade. His profile is impressive. In 2025, he's projected to play all 17 games with 6 starts so far, tallying 12 tackles, 10 solo, along with an interception. His PFF grade might sit around 63. 3 overall, which is below average, but that's largely due to injuries and inconsistencies, not his talent. When healthy, Johnson is a shadow in coverage, blending man-to-man skills with instincts that remind you of a hawk circling its prey. He can erase WRs with his tight coverage and quick reflexes, which is exactly what Atlanta needs to take their defense to the next level. Taking a closer look at his career stats, Johnson has accumulated over 85 games, with more than 280 tackles and 12 interceptions, showing he's a proven playmaker. His PFF coverage grade is 64-0, and he allows a completion percentage of just 47%, which is elite in today's NFL. His YAC, yards after catch, allowed is about 32 yards, indicating he's a disciplined corner who can limit yards after the catch. His one injury, a hamstring in Week 4, didn't seem to derail his season, and his ability to bounce back is a good sign for the Falcons. His trade similarity to Gilmore's move to the Colts in 2022, which boosted their coverage effectiveness by about 13%, shows just how impactful a player like Johnson can be. The strategic reasons for the Bears to move Johnson are clear. With cap flexibility of roughly $5 million, they're focusing on bolstering their defensive line and wide receiver core. Williams, for example, has sacked the quarterback 50 times, making him a cornerstone on the offensive side. Moving Johnson not only frees up cap space, but also helps them accelerate their rebuild, especially since they're aiming to tank for a higher draft pick and build around their core. It's a smart move for a team that's looking to add draft capital and focus on the future. Now, what does this mean for the Falcons? Well, adding Johnson would address a significant weakness in the secondary. Since Clark Phillips II's injury, the unit has struggled to contain top WRs, which has allowed opponents to exploit Atlanta's secondary deep and in the short game. Johnson's presence would bring an immediate boost, projecting an increase of about 5 interceptions next season and reducing the yards per pass allowed by roughly 19%. Think about it, a lockdown corner like Johnson could be the difference maker in close games, especially against division rivals like Tampa Bay or New Orleans, where passing efficiency can decide the outcome. This move also aligns with Atlanta's broader defensive strategy. The Falcons have been trending upward in 2024, improving to a 7-9 record while giving up fewer big plays, down from 35 to around 25 per season, thanks to better schemes and young talent stepping up. With Johnson in the fold, the secondary's improved coverage could allow the front seven to pin their ears back and rush the quarterback more aggressively. That's a recipe for more sacks, more turnovers, and ultimately a defense that can keep the Falcons in every game. Plus, the addition of a player like Johnson could elevate the entire secondary's efficiency, similar to how Patrick Surtain boosted the Broncos' turnover rate by 16% last year. It's about creating mismatches and making offenses think twice before throwing into Atlanta's secondary. Looking ahead, the Super Bowl odds have shifted notably. While the Falcons are still considered underdogs, with preseason odds around +10, 0 recent trends, and this potential acquisition could push those odds closer to +4, 200. Why? Because Johnson is a proven difference maker, an X-factor who can lock down top receivers like Evans or other division stars, forcing offenses to rethink their game plans. A lockdown corner on one side of the field means the Falcons' defense can be more aggressive, forcing more turnovers and creating scoring opportunities. This could be a pivotal piece in a puzzle that makes Atlanta a more dangerous team come playoff time. Remember, in the modern NFL, having elite coverage players is often what separates good defenses from great ones, and Johnson fits that bill perfectly. In conclusion, this trade potential is more than just a move for the present. It's a statement. Atlanta is clearly aiming to build a defense that can compete with the best, one that can shut down the league's top passing threats and give their offense the space to operate. The Falcons have been steadily improving this season, but adding a player like Johnson could be the final piece that pushes them from promising to playoff contending, even Super Bowl contenders. It's all about that next step, about elevating the team to its rightful place among the NFC's elite, and this move could be the catalyst for just that. The Falcons fans should be excited because this kind of strategic addition is exactly how championship teams are built, by making bold moves that set the tone for years to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think Johnson is the perfect fit to elevate the secondary and push the team into Super Bowl contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. This team is on the rise, and with moves like this, the sky's the limit. Let's keep the passion alive and keep pushing forward. Go Falcons!